Have you ever wondered how your favorite pro player or content creator can make some insane grapples with Pathfinder? In this tutorial, we're going to go over some of the basic grapples with Pathfinder, and then we'll also get into some more advanced techniques. To start things off, we're going to break down the grapples into a few categories. The first one is going to be repositioning using a grapple, covering space using a grapple, and tricking the enemies using a grapple. Repositioning and covering space tend to go hand in hand with Pathfinder's movement, so they're going to be combined in this tutorial. One of the biggest advantages of Pathfinder is to easily take a position that other legends can't. For example, when at a ledge like this, a normal legend will struggle to climb this. With Pathfinder, we're able to grapple the top and end up on high ground. To make this simple grapple, we're going to put our crosshair at the top of the ledge, and as we go up, we're going to hold S, and then as we get to the top, we're going to hold W. And that's just going to allow us to make sure that we end up on top of the platform. There we go. Now this technique can be used on any platform, as long as the grapple will reach the top. So all we're going to do is hold S as we go up, and this time we're going to have momentum so it'll launch us in the air. So we just have to make sure we land on the platform.
Using grapple.
Using a grapple to take high ground is critical for winning a gunfight. Once you have the technique down for getting height with Pathfinder, we can use a similar technique for covering a lot of distance. Instead of holding the S key, we're going to hold the A key or the D key, and this is going to launch us a really long distance. So what we're going to do is point towards the top of the obstacle, and the second the grapple touches, we're going to hold the D key. As you can see, that launched us a long ways. Once we have the technique of swinging around an obstacle, we can start to use our vision to help us change direction. Once I grapple, I'm going to hold the D key to get around the obstacle, and then once I'm past the obstacle, I'm going to look in the direction I want to go, and I'm going to hold the A key, and that'll bring me over here. So I'm going to grapple. Once it connects, I'll hold the D key. I'm going to look slightly to the right, and then once I'm past the obstacle, I'm going to look over to the left, and I'm going to hold the A key. And this will land us right where that ping is. Using this technique is very helpful in gunfights, because if the enemies are down here and you need to reposition, we can take high ground up here by using the swing and grapple to land up on high ground. And now I have the upper hand on the enemies. Now that we have one of the basics down for repositioning with Pathfinder, we're going to get into one of the building blocks for Pathfinder's movement. If you grapple the ground in front of you without applying any other technique, it's just going to drag you along and you won't go very far. Instead of letting the grapple drag you along, if you apply a jump, you'll cover a lot more distance. To increase the distance you travel, the second the grapple touches the ground, we're going to hit the spacebar, or jump. So the grapple connects, we jump, and off we go. Now one of the things that you can do out of the grapple jump is you can slide. Before you hit the ground, we're going to hit crouch, and that's going to allow us to slide out of the grapple. This is great for trying to cover an obstacle like this big rock in the middle.
Using grapple.
Once you get the grapple jump down, we're going to get into some advanced techniques. The first one we're going to talk about is doing a 180 in the middle of your grapple jump to change direction. We're going to do a normal grapple jump, but once we reach the point where your grapple is touching the ground, we're going to turn 180 degrees, and that's going to change our momentum to go back the direction we came from. It looks like this.
Using grapple.
One of the difficult things about this grapple is if you do it too early or too late, then your grapple will break and you won't change direction.
Using grapple.
One of the most useful things for this technique is doing it over an enemy. If you change direction in the air over the enemy, a lot of times they'll end up looking in the wrong direction. So it'll look something like this. Once you have both techniques down, we can start to combine them to clear an obstacle and travel a long distance. We're going to do a grapple jump like before, then we're going to hold the D key, and then look in the direction we want to go and hold the A key. And this is going to allow us to travel a really long distance.
Grappling.
I wanted to take a moment to show you one of the most underrated things you can do with Pathfinder. Instead of sliding out of a swinging grapple, what we're going to do is we're actually going to jump every time we touch a ground. This works best if you're going down an incline, but it allows you to cover a lot more distance than you would if you were just sliding. It looks like this. Thank you all for making it to the end of the video. I think we covered most of the important things that you can do with Pathfinder. If there's anything I left out, make sure you let me know. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thank you all for watching. Goodbye!